learn conjunctions, and you want to, hold on just a second, you want to leave plenty of space when you have compound, because you're going to go across here, and your conjunction is going to come here. So then we'll do you will struggle, and we're not doing prepositions that are adverbial yet. So where do you put the correlative conjunction? It still goes on the dotted line. So we're going to put either or, just like that. Okay? Sometimes you're going to have correlative conjunctions that connect words or phrases. So it's possible that you might do either or like this. Okay? But that's it. It is just like a coordinating conjunction, except it's correlative.
Would that be in the case of saying like either Jack and Jill ran up the hill or they fell down? Like,
Well, or can be used by itself. You could say either Jack and Jill went up the hill, or what did they do?
they fell down.
They fell down. Okay?
I was like
So-
asking if that would be what, then that.
It'd be the same thing. No, this would be like either Jack or Jill went up. Okay? Like that. Oops, sorry. Uphill. So this would be if it's like two subjects, two verbs, two direct objects. Okay? So, what type of sentence structure is this, Dominic?
I would say complex.
Okay, so why would you say complex? The why is,
Compound.
why would you say compound?
Because like there's the coordinating conjunction.
Correlative conjunction. Two independent clauses. So you guys, the why is even more important than your answer. Okay? Okay, questions about that?
Wait, one thing, would it be both coordinative and coordinating? Because it either means or.
What was the first part of your question?
I said, would it both be coordinative and coordinating? Or would it be coordinating?
Okay, that is a really great question. Or is a coordinating conjunction. But if it's used with either, it becomes correlative. Okay? Same thing with nor. Nor is a coordinating conjunction. If it has a pair, neither, then it's correlative. I am not ever going to have you split hairs on that, like name this, but you do just need to know how to diagram it. And you're diagramming coordinating and correlative the same, it's just you have two conjunctions with correlative. Aiden?
So what's the sentence structure?
Compound. Okay, two independent clauses. Okay, so Addison, on the second one, what conjunctions do you see?
Even though.
Even good. How did you know that that was a conjunction?
I just did.
Okay, can anybody tell me how, because this is not one that you memorized. So how can you recognize, being Addison, you recognize it. I'm just wondering if anybody has a way that they can recognize. Addison?
I kind of did it by process of elimination a little bit because it's not a subject, it's not a verb, it's not an adverb, it's not an adjective.
Is it followed by a subject verb?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so that's kind of what I was hoping you would say. You can, by process of elimination, go, oh, if this is starting and it's not an adverb, it's not an adjective, it's not a participle, and it's followed by a subject verb, it's probably a subordinating conjunction. And then maybe, did anybody have another reason why they picked it? Josie?
There was like a comma there, and so there had to be something that like made the comma there.
So you were already thinking this was a clause. You might have been thinking although. That's one of your memorizing ones, although. And that's just a cousin of even though and though. Okay? So we've got a subject, we've got a subordinating conjunction. We've got a subject verb. There was who or what. There's a direct object, Charlotte. What is it?
Hurricane?
Okay, hurricane is usually a noun, but the way it's being used in the sentence, it's an adjective.
Wait, forecast?
Forecast. So this is your direct object. Okay, what kind of forecast? A hurricane forecast. Okay, Matt, second clause, my family traveled to the beach. What's the subject? Who or what is this clause about?
My
Family. Family, okay? So from yesterday, Becca, what is my?
an adjective, right?
Yeah, what kind of adjective? No, it's, remember we were talking about possessive adjectives?
Yeah.
Okay, you could also say it's a pronoun slash adjective, okay. So, and what's being said about family, Matt? What's the verb? Travel. Okay, and then we've got a prepositional
Wait, on
phrase.
the test, do we need to put the prepositional phrase and all that? Cause like you're only putting the skeleton on the top.
Okay, right now, you diagram what we've presented, so adjectival prepositional phrases, yes. Okay, but not adverbial. This is adverbial. If it comes off the verb, you're not diagramming it, okay? If I said, even though, oh gosh, my family from Ohio, okay? And from Ohio described my family,
Yeah.
then I would diagram that, you would diagram that, okay? Okay, so this is really important. Most of you got this on the quiz, but I wanna make sure that you still are understanding. If you have a complex sentence, and this is complex, what do you diagram first? Aiden?
Well, I just have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't forecast, predicate noun because most of the language?
Oh, you're so good. Yeah, very good. So you noticed, and I did not, that this is a verb linking, so this is predicate nominative. Okay, Andrew, what are we gonna diagram first? Which clause would you diagram first in a complex sentence?
Which clause?
Uh-huh. We've got two clauses.
I think you would definitely go with that clause.
Tell me the subject verb.
Sorry, I'm blanking right now.
Okay, what would you diagram first in a complex sentence? Would you diagram the independent clause or the dependent clause first?
The independent.
Okay, that was a really good trying to read my face and get the right answer. So yes, independent. Which one is the independent clause?
That one.
You're being evasive. Okay, somebody help him. What is the independent clause, Hudson?
My family traveled to the beach.
Okay, so even though it comes second, this is the independent clause. It goes on top, and we're just doing the skeleton here. Traveled. My family traveled. Okay, then we're gonna put the dependent. So we're gonna put that, where would we diagram that, Tracy? Underneath, because it is dependent. So there was, we're gonna do forecast. And then Andrew, back to you. Where are we gonna connect the dependent to the independent?
Where?
Yes, we're gonna draw a little dotted line. Where are we gonna draw it between?
Family.
No?
Sorry, traveled.
Travel to what?
For.
To was.
Was, yeah.
And you're going to put this here. Okay? 80% of you did that correctly, but I'm going over it. I want 100% on the test. I promise. You will have diagramming, verb to verb. Okay, question on that. Okay, let's go over your homework very quickly. You guys did good. This is hard because there are multiple. Becca?
Actually, do you have a question about that sentence?
Yeah.
So when you're connecting even though, like, it's two different words, so like, why are they on the same line?
Because they're together, they're a subordinating conjunction.
And then also, okay, so you just connect verb to verb.
Yes. But that, I'm really glad you said that. If you look on that list of subordinating conjunctions, you can have like a 3-word subordinating conjunction. It's all on the same line. Okay? Okay, everybody's got this sheet out and you should be making changes. So let's just very quickly go through what are the pronouns. And I'm gonna start with Dominic. You're gonna tell me the pronoun first and then the antecedent. So, number 1.
I did say, and then answer is the
Good. Okay, Hudson, number 2.
I did them and dances is the antecedent.
Antecedent. So that was used as a noun. Okay, Tracy, 3.
They and then Maria and Laura were the antecedents.
So make sure you underline both of those. That you had 2 antecedents, Maria and Laura. Uh-huh.
Did I do it backwards? I did it backwards.
Okay, if you happen to underline and circle, that's okay, as long as you understand What's the pronoun, what's the antecedent?
Wait, so the pronoun would be it, them, and they?
They is the pronoun, Maria and Laura are the, is the antecedent.
three sentences we did.
What?
We're talking about the last three
It,
sentences
them,
we did, like, we said it, them, they, but the past three.
Okay, you guys, I cannot hear Mariah, so which one are you talking to me about?
Oh, no, I was telling you, he was saying that he said it, they, and they, as in, like, the past three sentences we've done is what he was asking.
Oh, it, them, they.
I was just saying that I accidentally circled the antecedents and underlined the pronouns, because I didn't.
And I am saying, it's okay,
Okay, so
as
I
long as
didn't-
you see their relationship, okay? So number 4, Matt, what is the, did we do number 4? What's the pronoun?
I got they,
And what's the antecedent?
Maria and Gloria.
I think it's Mark and Julia. Number 4,
Oh, yeah.
Mark
Mark
and
and
Julia.
Julia.
So you have 2
My
antecedents
bad,
there.
they're both they, so I got confused.
Okay, Josie, number 5.
I got he is the pronoun and then father is the antecedent.
Okay. Did anybody get another pronoun in that sentence that was unclear? Alex?
I guess it.
It. So I'm going to increasingly during the year say you want to minimize your use of it. Make it to the concert. It's just vague. It's not a good use of a pronoun. He could not attend the concert, would have been much better. Okay, so you should have it and unclear. Okay, Leah, number 6.
Hers was the, thing, and then Michelle is the antecedent.
Hers was the what?
Sorry, hers was the pronoun.
Pronoun. And Michelle was the antecedent. Okay, Becca, number 7.
Yeah, I thought ideas were, because
Yeah, me too.
it's talking about how.
Ideas.
Oh, yeah, but the ideas don't specify the person that it came from. Okay, so it's Michelle. Michelle loves to design costumes, and the ideas for the play were hers. You're asking, who is her?
It's not the ideas is not being.
If you replaced hers with a noun, what would you replace it with? You wouldn't say the ideas for the play were ideas. You would say the ideas for the play were Michelle's. Does that make sense? Okay, that's a very good point. So Michelle is the antecedent. Okay, where am I? Am I with you, Becca? Number 7.
Her is the pronoun and Ashlyn is the antecedent.
Is the antecedent. Okay, good. Andrew, number 8.
Wait, number 8?
Number 8, yeah.
Yeah, I got this wrong, I'm sorry.
Okay, well, I see one that's circled. Just tell me one you circled.
New.
No.
You.
You, okay. And does you have an antecedent?
You know, I didn't put, I completely forgot the antecedents, that's on me, sorry.
But look at it now. Does you have an antecedent? Is there a person named in that sentence?
No.
No, so everybody should have circled you and said unclear.
I did.
Oh,
Okay.
I said it in both.
Now, hold on. So,
I said
okay,
it.
Becca just said it. You have 2 pronouns. One is you, that's unclear. It has the antecedent of book. Okay? When I looked around, it just seemed like most people got at least 1 per sentence, but some sentences had more than 1. Charlotte, 9.
I said he is the pronoun and then Marco is the antecedent.
Very good. Yeah, that's right. Aiden, number 10.
Her is the pronoun and Tanisha is the antecedent.
Is the antecedent. Okay, 11, Eli.
I got there as the pronoun, and I got students as the antecedent.
Exactly. Okay, number 12, Amelia.
I got there is the pronoun, and Miss Witham and Mr. Khan as the,
Antecedent.
antecedent.
So, okay, just make sure that you're correcting this as we go through this. 13, Addison.
It's, and then cake.
So it's is the pronoun, cake is the antecedent. Did you get any others?
Yeah, I got it and then also cake.
It goes to cake, And then there's one pronoun that's unclear. Josie?
I.
I. Now, somebody asked me a question in 5C yesterday of, can you have an antecedent in another sentence? Yes, you can. But there's no other sentence here, so I is unclear. Okay, Mariah, 14.
Oh, okay. His, and that goes to Martin.
And there's one more that goes to Martin.
And
He. Okay? And then John Carter, 15.
Number 15 is, it is the pronoun and rain is its antecedent.
Okay. You guys have done a good job of asking questions as we go along, but other questions? Aiden?
Yeah, so, this is on the test, because, like, will we get points marked off if we find, like, a pronoun and an antecedent, but not the unclear one? I think we only get one for the other.
You are not, yes. You're not gonna have anything on the test that's just like that, but you're going to have to say if there are any misplaced pronouns that don't have an antecedent. Yes. Okay, Amelia.
Can I go to those?
You may. Okay, so I'm gonna read through the sentence structures very quickly. This is a great test for you. How well are you doing? Write the correct one, and then if you have a question, I'll go over it. So, number 1, compound. 2, simple. 3, compound. 4, compound. 5, compound. 6, compound. 7, simple. 8, complex. So let's just stop there. What is the subordinating conjunction in that sentence, Matt?
Until.
Until. And you can see there's a subject-verb pair in front of it and a subject-verb pair in front of it. So 8 after it. 8 is complex. 9 is compound. 10, 11, 12 are all simple. 13, 14, 15 are all compound. Okay. Is there anybody that got all those right? All the sentence structures? Just the sentence structures. Okay, that's great. That is just a good test for you in preparation for the test.
Which is on.
Which is on Friday. A short little test before you.
Wait, so is this just what the test is gonna be on?
Pronouns and conjunctions.
It's not, we're not gonna have more than like 2 diagrams.
But I'll tell you how conjunctions are gonna be, well, you know, just how that quiz was. That quiz was a good preparation. And you're gonna have to identify sentence structure. So if you're feeling shaky, you should be asking questions, and also you might come to sentences and sandwiches. I'm gonna change that to Thursday. Isn't there an SLT on Wednesday?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay, somebody tell me. There, SLT. Okay, so sentences and sandwiches will be on. Okay, you got this? Thank you. Okay, so we are gonna take some notes. And I just made this really easy for you. I think we can do this in 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna give you a homework sheet, and we'll go outside. Okay? Okay, so everything we're doing about pronouns is to help you write better. So you're gonna fill in the blanks, and if it doesn't make sense, please interrupt me. So Charlotte, could you read number 1? This is a review from yesterday.
A personal pronoun must have an accident.
Antecedent.
Sorry. Accent.
Antecedent.
Antecedent. An antecedent is the noun that the pronoun is replacing.
So read the example.
Lester drove to the movie theater, but he could not find a parking place.
Okay, Andrew, what's the pronoun in that sentence? It's bolded.
Oh, he.
He. What's the antecedent?
Lester.
It's like I threw the ball up. All you had to do was just come down on it. Okay. So he and Lester, we learned this yesterday. Go home and ask your parents if they know what a pronoun antecedent is. Just give them a little pop quiz and see. Okay, number 2. Amelia, would you read that?
A pronoun must agree with the number gender in case of the noun it is replacing.
Have you learned this in Latin?
Yeah.
Okay, and you've learned that like nouns and verbs have to agree. So somebody tell me, what would be the pronoun that would go in this blank, Alex? The boys left blank. There. And how would you spell that?
THEIR.
Yes, the possessive there. So write that in.
Why would English create like 3 different theirs?
English? Someday in heaven, I just want to know, who created all this crazy exceptions in our English language? Number 3, John Carter, would you read that?
Be careful about compound nouns. They will require a plural pronoun. Pay attention to how the pronoun adjectives each and every affect a sentence.
Okay, so this is tricky. Why did I say, okay, so let's just fill in the blanks. And could you just add an S after friends? I just think this reads better if it's friends plural. So the girls called blank friends. Mariah, which pronoun would you put in there? There. We're gonna practice doing the possessive there, T-H-E-I-R. Okay, but then Eli, what if we said each girl called blank friends?
Each girl called her friend.
Her friends, because each would be like each one. Okay, Dominic, every girl called blank friends. What? Their friends. Okay, so you just, sometimes there's going to be a word that comes in front, like an adjective, and you're going to need to use that as your guide. Okay, Tracy, would you read number 4?
With compound nouns, pay attention to the conjunction that joins them. And will make the nouns plural, or nor will make the nouns singular.
Okay, so I just underlined that. And that's kind of instinctive. If I say John Carter and Amelia, that is more than one. If I say Aiden or Charlotte, that is just one. You guys get that. So, what would be the pronoun, Matt, that you would put in the next sentence? John and Bob admitted blank had cheated. Would you put he or they?
Oh, he.
Okay, Bob and John. John and Bob.
Oh,
They. So they had cheated, and I am so sorry I misspelled Bob in the second sentence. But Becca, what would you put in there? What pronoun? Neither John or Bob admitted that blank had cheated.
That he.
He had cheated. So neither will be singular. Okay, number 5, Leah.
When a singular antecedent and a plural antecedent are joined by or nor, use the pronoun that agrees with the near antecedent.
Okay, so like the first sentence, there's a singular, the boy, and then there's a plural, his parents. So which pronoun are we going to put in? We're going to go with the subject that's closest to the verb. So Josie, what would you put there?
For the boy or his parents will present their idea.
Their idea, because parents is plural, closest to the verb. Okay, Addison, for the next one, if we change it and say the parents or the boy will present, what would you put?
There.
No, because boy is closest to the verb, and that's singular. Okay, so what would you put there?
His idea.
His, that's right.
I was gonna say that.
You were, well, that's great, and if you wrote it down, that's awesome. Okay, number 6, indefinite pronouns. These are the ones that are a little bit troublesome. So Hudson, can you read that?
Indefinite pronouns ending in one or body are usually singular. They will require singular pronouns.
Okay, so here's what I want you to write next to that. If you see something that ends in one or buddy, what it's really saying is every single individual. Okay, so just put that in quotation marks so you know every single individual. So if I say that everyone loves ice cream, it sounds like, oh, that's plural, that's a lot of people. But really what I'm seeing is every single individual loves ice cream. So it is singular. So this is where it gets tricky. Everyone on the planet should recycle blank trash. What pronoun are you going to put in there? Mariah? Huh? No, because everyone is singular. That's the tricky. You can't go with what
So you have to use
his or her. So write that down. Everyone on the planet should recycle his or her trash. Now, Mrs. Smith and I had a fun little debate yesterday because evidently Grammar Revolution says the default gender for singular is he. You should just put he. That's what you see in the Bible, okay? But in a world in which gender is being challenged, I think you're safer to say he or she, okay? To just put both of them.
So one number 5, the boy and his parents will present his or her ideas.
It's usually they.
No, the boy is a boy, his. We're gonna stick with that. We're just gonna say the boy is his.
So
It's just everyone is, it's unclear. What's the gender of everyone? So his or her. Aiden?
That's, I thought that there was such thing as a singular they. Like,
That's-
That is the movement, I'm resisting it. We are not. That is a creation of people that want to change gender. So we are not gonna say there's a singular they, but you're right, that is a movement.
I didn't get the answers from the five.
Number 5, the first one's there, the second one his. Okay. So, everybody should take, what would you put there, Eli? Everyone should take blank seat.
There.
It's singular.
Come on, Eli.
His or her? Josie.
So, is it grammatically incorrect to say his or, like, is it grammatically correct to say his instead of her, or? does
Yes,
Everyone should
it is. If you want to default to his, and again, there's this huge divergence. Some people are saying use a singular they, so you don't have to specify gender.
How do you use singular
But you can
they?
say, what?
How do you use singular they?
It doesn't work technically.
There's, people are trying to like make it say like
So
there's more
for,
than 2 genders.
yes, if you're not sure on somebody's, this is very awkward. This happens in the world. My husband has a business colleague, and they do not know whether he is male or female. So what pronoun do you use? So singular they would be, they are going to come forward and present because we don't know whether they is a he or a her. So we're gonna call singular they. Does that make sense?
Doesn't make sense though.
Okay. In a philosophical world, it does not. But this is what people are doing to address the issue of gender confusion. We're not gonna do it, okay? We're gonna say, you can use his, you can use he. I use he/she, he or she. He or her. Him or her. Him or her.
That's what we do in Latin.
Wait, so
Okay.
what is?
So,
She or it.
couldn't you technically get like sued if you, like in a business setting, like misgendered somebody?
So, yes, and here's another thing that's going on in college. You know, you get a syllabus, and so now college professors at the bottom of their syllabus sign their name and they say preferred pronouns. And they will tell you, like you may have a female professor who wants to be referred to as a him or he. And they actually list the pronouns.
People get in trouble for not.
Yes. So, again, like, we are really audacious thinking that we can change gender, that we can change all the grammar rules. That is the world that you live in. So pronouns are really controversial. Like, this is kind of straightforward, but they are very controversial. Back up.
So it's everyone should take what seat?
His or her seat.
Everyone should take his seat. That doesn't make any sense.
It's just
His seat. Yeah, it's possessive. Should
I
take.
just think it sounds better to say there, but I don't know.
I know.
Okay, Becca is right. It sounds better. That's why we're going over this. What you need to know is, and this is going to be on your homework, buddy, anything that ends with body or one is singular. Okay, I need you to write it. Oh, you can avoid the awkward he, she reference by making both noun and pronoun plural. So instead of saying everyone on the planet should recycle his or her trash, you could just say people on the planet should recycle their trash. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
And it's grammatically correct. Okay, there is one thing I need you to write at the bottom that is so important. There are a couple indefinite pronouns that are plural, and you need to know these. So write this at the very bottom, plural, and you're going to write both, few, many, others, and several.
And these are the plural indefinite pronouns?
These are indefinite pronouns. These are always plural.
How could it not be plural?
Well, there's this little group that can be singular or plural based on how it's being used. I am not going to put these on the test, but I feel compelled to give them to you. So these could be any. Okay?
Is that some at the end?
What? That's some, yeah. Okay, gosh, this took longer than I thought.
Is it lunchtime?
Well, no, we've got 10 minutes.
Wait, so
I don't think you're gonna get to go outside, you guys.
no, I think we have plenty of time.
I know, because there's a back page.
We can talk about that tomorrow.
I can't
Oh,
breathe
yeah.
in this
We'll
thing.
contemplate this tonight.
I got asthma.
And then learn
Just
more
do it
about
outside.
Okay, you guys, can we go outside and finish the back of this?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go outside and finish the back. So you're bringing that, and I'm gonna bring a sheet to give you, and quickly, you're gonna sit on the stumps or sit
Hey,
on the
Andrew, what's
ground
up?
so I can
Hey,
address
Andrew.
you.
Who's Andrew?
That's this guy. The
Okay,
guy used to go to my
quickly
school.
down. Huh?
Do you sit on the ground?
You can sit like we did when I read the story.
Okay. And for the, are we meeting in here?
Yeah, we'll go outside.
Okay.
Okay.
Neither. Campbell lost. Sad.
I don't know, she was like,
Well,
she
we
realized she turned to me and
The reminder was closed though.
Stuff in the back, because they have not come inside
She
yet.
must have. She did.
So just kind of throw your stuff out of the way, and then you can be on your way.
Without hesitation.
Okay, hang on, let's, okay. I'm telling people just throw your stuff in the back, because they have the information outside.
slithering across the floor. What's up, Jake? What's up, thing? Green dot, green dot. We're gonna see green dot. What are you doing? Davis, you're green.
Green is like go.
Ask Addison.
Wait, did you make the sign in my book bag?
8 of